paper. What's sir?
What was that address again?
616 Gotland Shoals. Sorry about that. Thank you all for your time tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I may add on to what some Mr. Paget was going on, but we also need to realize that we're going to be paying for a new turn lane up at the middle school. That come out on the 27th of November. We also found out on the news articles that we're going to have to be closing schools on the 30th because we've got insufficient funds. I come here in July and I offered a turnover package, so whenever we start doing this school, we've got everything in order. Guys, I went through your scope of work. This is half of it right here. I can show what the county is responsible for and how we may not have enough manpower to execute this project on our side if it grows like this is. This is 1,100 pages. Everything in orange is our responsibility. Everything red is what the contractor is going to have to provide, turning over documentation-wise, and what the county will be responsible for to ensure all requirements are met. So whenever we build this school, we know that it's right. Everyone here is welcome to go through this. If you want my help to look what you're getting ready to face, I'm willing to sit down with each and every one of you. Because if my kids are going to go to this school, you better believe that I'm going to make sure that it's going to be correct. So what I'm really going to speak about is how we've got to get communication, especially since you're wanting to sue the taxpayers to the part where it gives us, we don't know what we're going to be getting. Give us a plan, set it in stone. Don't close any of these schools until this new high school is built. Simple as that. Here's the questions. Has the input from the teachers and staff been taken into account for these closings? Has city engineers been inside North while students have been present? If true, can this not wait till the summertime? Show the current pay up for the middle school as to why we're $4 million over. How and where did the $750,000 that was earmarked for the sewer project get absorbed to? Show us a line item list for every piece of material and projected cost of the projects. What is the projected cost of having the manufacturer reps on site? Release a 3-week look-ahead schedule with every aspect of percentage complete in every category till the end of the construction, including roads, sewers, fire lines, and etc. Make the RFI logs and daily construction reports weekly released. Release all change orders with associated cost and why it was needed or missed. Release the safe work hours and total hours worked to date on both projects. Present a plan on how all remaining schools will be renovated and how it's going to be paid for. I'm good with giving y'all the 1.6 under one condition, that 1.6 goes to actually renovating our schools. Present a spreadsheet on the teacher-student ratio and how it will be structured with the present announcement of the school closing and combining of said schools, and what the maximum capacity to each room at each school is. Now that does not count janitors, staff. This is actual teachers that's going to be putting our kids to work. Explain how we're going to verify all documentation related to the projects will be conducted. 2 guys ain't going to be able to handle this. Show your transportation study, whether for the recent announcement of the school closings or every bus route going to this new high school. How many schools have been renovated in the past 5 years? And how much was spent and what was done? Now that the public watches as we're threatened to be sued or schools closed early because of funding issues, and the fact that, just like you all, everybody gets a phone call from somebody regarding info that's out here going on, this, that, and the other. Do y'all realize that there's actual other people in this county that pass along information on what's going on? We probably know some of the things going on before you all do. And I mean, that's kind of like this past weekend. Get a phone call out of the blue. Apparently the property that you all got is inundating a piece of property down on Shipley Ferry and Lynn. I didn't know it was getting flooded. So Sunday I went out and talked to the guy. I even invited him to come out here if he had he wanted to say. I don't know if he's got a problem with it or not. But guys, we've got to get stuff going on this stuff. Because, like your website side is Together for Tomorrow. I'm almost done.
Let me ask you a question before you go on. I'm gonna give you
Yes.
the time that I take up. So, did you say that you would like to see the renovation, the money that's been spent on a detail of that? I have that. If you want to stay tonight afterwards, I happen to have that with me. If you're welcome to see it.
And that's great. I mean, it's
I have that one. I have with me. So go ahead.
You know, I was asked why I didn't want this school to be the best. Of course I want it to be the best. Not just for my children, but everyone else's. It may appear at times that isn't the case, but as we all see how this has folded up to date, I feel like there are many holes that have no answers that could be filled. We as the public deserve to know what the plan you, the elected officials, have in store for our children, our communities, and our taxpayers. Considering that we're using educational funds to help build new schools and trying to operate current schools all at one time. Are you really willing to take a chance of a child to fall through the cracks? Guys, I did. 2 of you know that the heart. It ain't no fun to watch a child have to struggle growing up in a bad situation. So if we start jerking kids around, I can promise you it's not gonna be good. Because do you realize there's gonna be about 400 kids that's gonna be moved, and there's gonna be some that don't do with such a hard transition. Each individual here took an oath to ensure that the best interests of children were placed first before all other decisions. And every person here that votes yes on closing schools early needs to take a step back and think about their agendas and put our children first. Now, for all of you, how many here are willing to commit to being here every month until questions are answered? Raise your hand. And what we're gonna do is, if we gotta bring 10 more next month, 30 the following month, 40 that month. We want answers, guys, because you are in charge of our kids. And the thing about it is, I'm still waiting for the 60 questions from concerned parents that I turned over to be answered. Some of them might have been hypothetical, but overall, they're actually legit questions if you just look at it. And if anyone feels the need not to answer or try to be transparent with the public, I mean, it's pretty simple, you can quit. Because we put you in this job to take care of our children, our schools, our tax money. And if you ain't willing to be transparent, then guys, what are we doing here? Because personally, I would rather be in my holler minding my own business than having to deal with this. But if you want a real option, I've actually thought about it. You're not going to be too impressed with it. But guys, are we not $4 million over on the new middle school? Is that pretty close, accurate on that? All right, look, if we're going to have to build roads, we've got sewers. Guys, why don't we finish the middle school first? See what we've got. See how much more it's going to take to finish it. And I know I'm not a fan of Westridge, but we cannot build 2 projects at one time and operate our schools. If we're so hard on money, it might be an actual thought to sit here and say, okay, let's do a timeout. Let's get the contractors to buy all the material that they've got to have, put it in connexes, and have it there. You get your middle school built, you know what your funds looks like, you know how much you're over if you go any more. Because we can't keep spending like we are if we don't have it. I know that it's not popular, but I think it's at least an ideal. You all ask for options. We're already how far along on the new middle school? It's something to think about. Because if we can't do them both at once, get what you can done and then start with a new one.
Mr. Horton, thank you. And before you go on to make you an offer, I'll have lunch with you sometime, anytime. It's mutual for you. But I'll also, all the information, our budget, everything is public domain. You have the right and option to see any and everything we have, so. And if you'll stay around after the meeting, I do have that one detail of information of every penny we spent on renovations on every school for the last 3 years with me. So feel free to step up and look at it.
It'll work.
Thank you.
Does that include all our sidewalks and everything? Does that include everything that's got up to date on every bit of construction that we've done up to date? Is that gonna be also released?
Mr. Horton, that's another kind of point of misinformation. What I have is the money we spent out of that renovation account that's in question.
I'm just talking about like everything that's pertaining to up to date on the construction of these new schools.
That's not what I have. I have what we spent out at one point.
Well, I know, that's what I'm asking,
You're
you know,
welcome to get that, but I don't
within
have
a couple of weeks,
You're welcome to get that. I just don't have that with me.